Pisces Sun and Rising. Welcome to your August 2022 Astro Update. It's Rena here. Well, August is a tale of 2 months because the Leo energy, which starts out the month with the Sun and Mercury being in that sign, is your sixth house. And this is an area, this is Virgo's domain, and it's very organized. It's very grounded. Virgo is an earth sign. So you can be managing your time or figuring out a way to tweak your schedule so that you're more productive, because Virgo is all about productivity. So you're more organized in general in all of your life. And it's the service that you offer to others, also known as work. But I don't really like that work because it sounds like slaving away, But if you look at it, I think that Pisces people may be receptive to this idea of like service to others. And it's also health matters. And so this is something that you can be really looking into, focusing on. Mercury here is researching and things like that. And on the 4th of the month, Mercury goes into Virgo, and that's the 7th house for you. It's your opposite sign. So the 7th house is the house of committed partnership. So there's kind of that romantic side to it. It's also legal matters as well as public relations. So if you're somebody who is trying to promote yourself, Mercury is you doing so, because Mercury is very much the salesperson, and you can sell yourself at that time. And with any kind of marriage contracts, Mercury can be paperwork or contracts, legal contracts. This may be featured. Planning wedding arrangements or divorce proceedings, depending on which side of the coin you're on, could be featured during this month. On the 11th, we have Venus going into Leo, and that is your 8th house. And at the same time, sixth house. So Venus is joining the sun there. And we have the full moon at 19 degrees of Aquarius. So that's the opposite sign of Leo, in the opposite house, the 12th house. So that's your domain, by the way, Pisces. So a full moon in the 12th house can be a great time to let go of bad habits, things that keep you from living your best life. And of course, the vices that we always think of are, the addictions. We think of our substances, but it can be anything else. Relationships can be addictions. There are so many different things, because Pisces is about escapism. Neptune is your ruler. It's about fantasy, escapism, and it's not that there's anything wrong with fantasy, as long as it doesn't get carried away and become a defense mechanism for avoiding reality. And I put that in air quotes because I know that everything is relative, even reality. So the 12th house is the house of the dream state. So you can have very prophetic, meaningful dreams at this time, with the full moon is so psychic. And then Venus in that 6th house can be maybe getting a raise, because Venus can be money, and the 6th house is work. Could be finding love in the workplace, having harmony with coworkers. On the 20th, Mars goes into Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign like Pisces, and this is representing the 4th house of home and family. Mars is going to be in Gemini for 7 months. So this is a very important transit. And I'm going to do a separate video on this, but during the month of August, what I will say is that while Mars is still direct, this is a time when you may be wanting to renovate your home, because the fourth house can be the house of home. Sometimes it can be some kind of conflict that is dealing with family matters, like your family of origin in some way. So I'm trying to think here. Yeah, so especially because there's going to be a new moon in your 8th house. I think it's on September 25th, and that might be a time when you see some kind of movement. If you have like a an inheritance issue or something like that, that might be a time when something is where you get some kind of result from that. And that might have something to do with a legal matter for some of you. But this is something that could be protracted. And the key here is to stay above the fray. Even if this is something that requires you to stand up for yourself, because this could be conflict, with either the father or the mother. Different astrologers say the fourth house represents them. But it's possible to stand up for yourself if need be while not sinking to anybody else's level. So keep that in mind. I'm going to be talking more on that in a future video. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Virgo, into that 7th house of committed partnership. And that can give you confidence for whatever you need to do, whether it's making those wedding plans or dealing with a legal matter. On the 25th, Mercury goes into Libra, into that 8th house, and that can be contracts, research that have to do with inheritance, probate issues. It can have to do with metaphysics. You're already a psychic person. You might even be more psychic during this time, and very astute about human nature. The 8th house can be astrology. It's astrology, but it's also psychology, and also shadow work. And I would say not just your shadow, but somebody else's. You can really tune into what is beneath that facade. You can see through people, and that can be very good. Sometimes I say that Pisces people tend to be gullible, but I think that if that's the case, it's because they choose to stick their head in the sand. I really do feel that Pisces people, as all water signs, are a great study of human nature. But sometimes if you really care about somebody, you don't necessarily want to face the truth because you have such strong sympathy for them. On the 27th, there's a new moon at 4 degrees of Virgo, so some kind of new beginning in that 7th house, a new development in a legal matter, a marriage or a divorce proceeding. And again, I can't forget about public relations. So this is a good time for promoting yourself in August, getting the word out about what you are up to, if that's something that you should be doing, or want to be doing, I should say. Okay, well, that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, I'm promoting my double readings because they are much more substantial, but I have standalone readings for natal chart interpretation as well as transits for the upcoming 12 months, but I have a combination of those two readings, at least 2 hours in length altogether, and it's called my deep dive reading, and it's for a special price, as is my whole enchilada reading, which is natal chart reading plus full-length tarot reading. You can find out more information about my different types of readings at the link below. Take care. Bye.